Kelly Ripa stepped onto the stage that morning with a quiet strength that filled the room. The cameras rolled, but for her, it wasn't about spectacle. It was about truth. She spoke from a place of reflection, sharing the delicate balance of her personal and professional life without turning it into gossip. The audience could feel the care in her words, the intentional pauses where meaning lingered. She spoke about change not as a tragedy, but as a natural part of life, reminding viewers that relationships evolve, sometimes in ways that require stepping back, not away. Kelly's presence conveyed warmth and thoughtfulness, showing the public that vulnerability can coexist with dignity. As she shared these reflections, the viewers were invited to consider their own lives, to embrace honesty, and to see that admitting difficulty is an act of courage, not weakness. The quiet strength. Behind the scenes. Behind the cameras, life continued with its usual rhythm, yet Kelly carried a new awareness into each interaction. She acknowledged the small, everyday decisions that shape relationships, from late-night conversations to shared laughter over mundane moments. These seemingly minor moments, she explained, are the building blocks of connection, and when overlooked, they can quietly shift the bond between people. Kelly's honesty wasn't just about her own life. It was a gentle invitation for everyone to pay attention to the little things that matter. She illustrated how care and attention are not always dramatic gestures, but small, consistent choices. By sharing this, she encouraged viewers to nurture their own relationships thoughtfully, celebrating the subtle acts of love and patience that often go unnoticed, but make all the difference in sustaining a meaningful connection. Speaking without spectacle. Kelly's approach was refreshingly human, avoiding exaggeration or sensationalism. Instead, she offered a narrative grounded in reality, one that focused on shared experiences rather than assigning blame. She spoke openly about growth, compromise, and the gentle reshaping of partnerships, showing that even when life shifts, respect and care can remain. Her honesty extended to the acknowledgement of fatigue, the quiet challenges of balancing public expectation and private life, and the ongoing learning that relationships require. By doing so, she created a space where viewers could reflect without judgment, seeing that endings or changes are not failures, but opportunities for new understanding. Kelly's message resonated because it was relatable, emphasizing that life's complexities are worth honoring with empathy and clarity. Redefining connection. Kelly spoke about connection not as a static thing, but as a living, changing energy. She shared how her family and close friends had become part of a shared rhythm that adjusted to new circumstances. Even when life feels disjointed, she explained, there is room to find harmony in unexpected ways. Her reflections emphasized patience, presence, and the courage to embrace change with grace. In these moments, Kelly invited viewers to reconsider their own definitions of closeness, not as rigid routines, but as evolving interactions built on trust, respect, and shared care. Through her words, she modeled that love and friendship can adapt without losing their essence, and that learning to navigate these changes thoughtfully is both an art and a practice worth cultivating. Moments of laughter and lightness. Amid the reflections, Kelly allowed herself to laugh, recalling small everyday moments that brought joy. These anecdotes reminded everyone that humor and warmth can coexist with seriousness. From a mislaid sock to a funny navigation mishap, these moments humanized her story, showing that even in transitions, life retains its playful edges. By sharing these glimpses of joy, she reminded viewers that change doesn't erase happiness. It reshapes it, often highlighting small pleasures that were once overlooked. Her stories were a gentle nudge to notice life's lighter side, to embrace humor as a tool for connection and resilience. In balancing reflection with levity, Kelly created a narrative that felt full, authentic, and deeply relatable. Navigating life's shifts. Kelly explored how life can shift without warning, requiring adaptation and thoughtful attention. She acknowledged that relationships evolve, and while some routines change or fade, the underlying bonds can remain intact. Her reflections highlighted the importance of flexibility, communication, and the conscious effort to honor both shared history and individual growth. She framed change as an opportunity to see the world and one's connections through a fresh perspective, encouraging viewers to embrace the natural flow of life with openness. Kelly's words were a reminder that transitions do not diminish the value of what came before, but create space for renewal, understanding, and intentional living. Embracing vulnerability. Throughout her conversation, Kelly emphasized the strength in vulnerability. She shared how admitting uncertainty and acknowledging emotional complexity allowed her to deepen her own self-awareness and connections with others. Vulnerability, she suggested, is not a sign of weakness, but a necessary step toward authentic living. By modeling openness, she encouraged viewers to approach their own relationships with empathy, honesty, and courage. Her reflections reminded everyone that it's okay to acknowledge feelings, ask for support, and take time to understand the evolving nature of life and love. Vulnerability becomes a bridge, she suggested, connecting people in a shared human experience that transcends public perception. A new blueprint for living in the end, Kelly painted a vision of life that embraces change with kindness and intention. She described learning to navigate new rhythms, maintaining connections while honoring individuality, and finding joy in the everyday. Her reflections encouraged viewers to reimagine their own lives and relationships, highlighting that growth and love are not linear, but ongoing, dynamic processes. Kelly's approach showed that the essence of connection, care, attention, empathy, remains even when circumstances shift. Her narrative offered both comfort and inspiration, illustrating that life's transitions can be met with grace, humor, and thoughtfulness. By sharing her journey with honesty and warmth, she invited others to consider how they might craft their own path forward with openness and care. Legacy of thoughtfulness. Kelly's story didn't end with a single moment on stage. It continued through the quiet ripples of influence she created. Viewers found guidance and reassurance in her reflections, learning to approach their own relationships with attention, patience, and love. She demonstrated that life's challenges need not be framed as drama or failure, but as opportunities for mindful growth. Her words encouraged the audience to embrace the subtle rhythms of connection, to appreciate the small gestures that sustain relationships, and to honor the ongoing journey of understanding oneself and others. Kelly's legacy in this story was not about fame or spectacle. It was about the quiet power of honesty, empathy, and the courage to live authentically. Moving forward with grace. In the months following her heartfelt message, Kelly continued to embody the lessons she shared. She showed that navigating life's changes requires thoughtfulness, laughter, and patience. The small moments of connection, conversations over coffee, shared smiles with family, and check-ins with friends, became markers of resilience and care. Kelly's journey highlighted the beauty in thoughtful living, the importance of paying attention to relationships, and the value of approaching life with openness. She offered viewers not just a story, but a model for how to embrace change gracefully, honor past experiences, and step into the future with clarity, warmth, and a gentle sense of possibility. An invitation to reflect. Ultimately, Kelly's story was an invitation for viewers to reflect on their own lives. She demonstrated that change and growth are natural, that relationships evolve, and that love can adapt without disappearing. By sharing her personal journey with sincerity and warmth, she encouraged others to approach their own experiences with care, empathy, and attention. Her reflections offered reassurance that life's challenges are not failures, but opportunities to grow, nurture connection, and embrace authenticity. Kelly's words left a lasting impression, inspiring viewers to consider how they, too, might live with courage, honesty, and thoughtful presence in a world that often rushes past the quiet, meaningful moments.